So you finally got a gaming PC, and you've seen a ton of TikTok videos on a game called BeamNG. Probably thought, man, that's cool. I want to do that. Well, that's what I'm here to help you with. So we're going to start with the basics. Downloading the game is, easy enough. Go to Steam. You're going to go to your store. You're going to type in BeamNG, and it's going to be the first option to pop up, but you can always, fully enter it if you'd like. Simply download it, purchase it, download it, and then all you got to do is wait. Once that's done, we're going to go over here and boot up the game. All right, so BeamNG is a pretty hardware-intensive game, so before getting too deep, I always tell new players to spawn into the West Coast map. We're going to go into Free Roam, West Coast USA, and Industrial Area. Keep in mind that the first time spawning in may take a while. Don't panic if the game stops responding. The map and its assets are quite big and take a minute for the first time. Now, the reason I tell people to start here is because it is a great benchmark for your hardware. BeamNG has no built-in benchmark that I'm aware of, so this is what I use and tell people to use. It's not the most demanding map in the game, but it'll let you find your sweet spot for a specific setup. Once you're in game, as you can see, you're going to be driving the good old Gavril D series. This is kind of a mashup of 90s model Ford and Chevy pickups. Has a bunch of unique features taken from those trucks combined into what a lot of us from the BeamNG community seem to call the best truck. I disagree, of course. I'm a pigeon man. All right, so from here, what you want to do, hit Control F. If you look in the top left, you're going to see my FPS counter. Personally, I try and keep mine around 60. However, if you have a 120 refresh rate monitor, something like that, keep your FPS where you want, as needed. To do so, to get them where you want, if you're having trouble, what you want to do is you're going to hit Escape and go to Options. You're going to go to graphics settings, which it should already default to. So if you're having a lower FPS than you'd like, try hitting low. The Steam Deck is normal with just a few changes to the shadows and lighting, but you can go lower or higher depending on the specs of your computer. Once you're done with that, we can finally get into the beast of customization. Now, as you can see, just look. BeamNG is a pretty intense game when it comes to customization and realism. Every one of these suspension pieces move. Now, BeamNG videos, you see all these really cool cars and, I want to do that with the big lift kits or the lowered cars. It can be a little overwhelming. So what you're going to do is hit Escape yet again, and you're going to go to Vehicle Config. When you do that, you're going to see Parts, Tuning, Color, Save and Load, and Debug. Debug, you're never going to really worry about unless you're a dev or make your own mods, at least in my experience. What we're looking for is parts. Obviously, tuning you can get into on your own at a later date. That's where you can, set pressure for turbos and do offset, camber, color, self-explanatory. Save and load, you can make your own presets for the game. Now, if you did not stick with the D series and you chose another car to start this tutorial with, you'll have seen that there are tons and tons of presets. So follow along the best you can with whatever car you chose. It doesn't really matter. It's all basically the same idea. What you're going to do from here is you're going to click this button, sorry. What you'll notice is BeamNG bases its customization system off of a drop-down menu. You can customize anything from the bed to an engine to your radiator support. Now, what we're going to do here is do a very, very basic explanation and exploratory review of this. So, for example, I want to change my intake, which is the air filter, basically. You click down on Engine, and boom, intake, stock intake. I can put superchargers, sport and race intakes. I can change my engine block, even the computer. It's pretty cool. Say you want to, change your wheels or tires, or your brakes. You're going to click suspension, whether it's front and rear, doesn't matter. And then you can change your shocks, sway bars, your differential, which if you are at all familiar with cars, you should know pretty well what a differential is, or have some idea. You can change your lug pattern of wheels, and also certain lug patterns do certain things. And yeah, it's it truly is not endless, but pretty close to endless levels of customization. With 0 mods, you can still have a ton of fun. Now, before we get to multiplayer, I'm going to show you one thing, and that is mods. They are in the repository. So here, mods manager is already downloaded mods. Obviously, I have a lot. You won't. You'll have 0. The repository is where you get most of your mods. Lots of community modding. I mean, dude, the modding community in this game is amazing. You will come to find that if you stay for just a little bit. Share your Tango. So there you go. It looks like somebody made a Chevy Metro or a Geo Metro. But yeah, like small little like this is what you can expect, or you can expect, you know, big lifted trucks, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's about it for your tutorial to learn how to play BeamNG. All you're gonna do is hit the plus sign on whatever mod you want. It'll download and it'll be there next time you spawn into a game. Hope that was a very instructional video, and I guess I don't know. I'm bad at this. I've never done a recording, so I hope this came along or came across as a usable resource for you. Alrighty, well, we're about to move on to the multiplayer side of things. So if you are not interested in the multiplayer side of BeamNG, then this tutorial is pretty well over. However, if you would like to participate in multiplayer with your friends, then go ahead and stick with me. If not, it was great to see you. Hope this video taught you something. Hope you learned what you needed. We're going to go ahead Alt F4 out of BeamNG for all my friends who are sticking with us to learn how to play multiplayer. To play multiplayer, what you're going to do is open a tab of the browser of your choice, and we're going to go ahead into Google and type BeamMP. Hit enter. First thing comes up is their site. You, for just getting started, are going to download the client. It's going to come up, boom. You're going to double click it, and you're going to double click this application. Once you have done that, you will be prompted to make an account. For the account, you don't need an email or anything. All you need simply is a username that you would like to use and a password. Now, once you have done that, you will have another application for the BeamNG launcher, and every time you boot it up, you're going to see a command line like this. Nobody's hacking your computer. Don't worry, you're fine. From here, you're going to see the BeamNG launch menu. You're going to hit launch, or you can use the Vulkan renderer depending on your PC specs, but that's pretty null and void for anybody for the most part. Now from here, it's going to boot up like normal. You're basically not going to see any change immediately, that is. You're going to notice this, multiplayer. Click that, and it will prompt you to log in if you haven't made an account already. From here, you have all these servers that you can go play in. You can filter them out to have mods, not have mods, depending on what region you want to play in. You can filter that as well, what map, all kinds of stuff. You know, the filters are right here, so pretty self-explanatory. You can even filter the size of mods. Now, for simplicity's sake, we're going to go to my favorited servers. My buddy Jonathan24 Valve server is here, and then a server I host for drag racing. These are both of my favorites. Feel free to join them as you'd like. Every server tells you how big the download is for the mods. Now, I don't know the exact amount of time mods are cached for a server. I want to say it's 30 days, but I don't know. Once you join a server, depending on how many gigs of mods there are, it could take you a few minutes. It could take you, you know, I've seen servers that have 100 gigs. It can be very heavy. But yeah, all you're going to do from here, once you've made your account, find the server you want to join, you hit connect, and it will go ahead and load you in. And we're right back where we left off in the beginning. So, you've downloaded Beam. You've played with game. So, you've downloaded the game. You've learned how to customize your vehicle. You've learned how to make the game run well on your system. You've learned how to download mods. And you've even learned how to play multiplayer. From here, there is not much else I can offer besides endless hours of enjoyment. I encourage anyone to reach out to myself in the comment section, or any creator that you know, or any friends that play the video game. Any questions. I promise you, if you're having an issue, the community will help you out in some way or another. This is one of the best, most supportive communities in a game I have ever seen. You will be taken care of, I promise. With that, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for sticking around for this video. I kind of experimenting with long form content, and this is my first script, which I barely looked at, and I only wrote half of. The rest just kind of came. So everybody have a wonderful day. Go crash something, man. Peace out.